Happy Monday, everybody. Who is happy that it's the end of the summer holidays and who is sad that their baby's going back to school if your babies are going back to school? I know, Tracy Payne, your little one went back to university. I know there were probably lots of tears in your house, my love. Isn't it funny? Like when they're little, you're like, please go back to school. I need a rest. Then they go to university and they're like, I want you to stay at home, like don't leave me. So yeah, it's definitely, and I'm homeschooling, so every day is the same freaking day. The day before, it was like a roll on from the day before. Hi Drew, he's returning to school after 4 years. That's very exciting. Are you excited? Are you nervous? How's he feeling? Hi Donna. Good to see you here, my love. Marie Charles, good to see you, my darling. It doesn't get any easier to let them go. No, I hate it. Like, Kian's going back to UK. He's been with me in Mexico for like a month, ish. And he's going back to UK next month. And I'm just like, does he have to go? He has to go. But I'm like, can you not just stay where I can see you and kind of know that you're all right? Camera, could you get a little tattoo?
I love that. I kind of want to see the tattoo.
Can we have a reveal? Oh my gosh, only in MIB would this kind of stuff happen. We are going to introduce Maddie for those of you who don't know Maddie in a minute. I just want to go through your quick go through your messages. Hi everybody, hello. Rachel is excited to have you back, Donna. Good to see you, my love. Cara French, hello, my love. Have you not had enough of my face yet today? No. Oh, that's good. Your daughter is off to do a master's too. Oh, big loves, mama. Evening, ladies. Looking forward to getting back to my routine. Kids back this week. I think that's it, isn't it? It's like the routine. Like, because I'm a homeschooler, my routine is to have them at home. But when they're like here, then they're gone, then they're back, then they're gone, then you'll have a few weeks back, and then they're on half term again. It's like you just don't really get into a flow, or you get into a flow, and then they're back off school again, and you're like, hello. Teachers, have my children. I'm excited to get my routine back. I bet you are, Tracy. I was thinking about you yesterday. You owe me a call or 3.
We need about 50 hours, Leona.
That's all right, girl. You get books in my diary because I was thinking about you yesterday, you little slackeruna.
Slacker over the summer. I'm back.
A summer slacker. Oh yes, and like anybody that's a coach or a mentor that mentors women, especially, it's really quiet over the summer holidays, and then everybody wants you the first and second week of September. You're like, girlfriend. Like I love that you love me, but there's not enough of me to go around in the first week. As home ed mamas, enjoy everyone else going back to school, so with public places are quiet. Absolutely, you're like, it's when I live abroad and I'm like, I don't like tourists, even though I'm clearly a tourist. I'm just like, tourists. Horrendous. So before we get started with our very fabulous guest, wave hi to Maddie, wave hi. Hi, Maddie. So if you haven't already watched Maddie's TikTok training, that she has done quite a few TikTok trainings for us in the past. She's amazing. She's super down to earth, dead likeable, and her training is really easy to digest because let's be fair, I mean, hello, we're all in overconsumption of training, and the reality is often it's like, please cut the waffle. I just need to know what I'm doing. Like, tell me the goods because this mama is stretched. So I know a lot of you after last training absolutely loved Maddie's training, but one of the biggest things was the technical components of putting together a TikTok. I was going to call it a TikTok video. So like actually how you it's kind of the same thing, all right? It's been a long month for me. So that's why Maddie's back, because she has very generously offered to give us some more time and answer any questions that we have around editing to make those videos transition as nicely as possible. And, you know, TikTok is a visual platform, right? So it is a visually aesthetic, not quite as aesthetic as Instagram, by the way. Hello, you can be yourself. But it's all about the visuals. It's all about the stuff and the goods. And Maddie's coming to unpick those. Donna said, I've gained 2,000 new followers in 7 weeks. Yes, Donna, I was checking you out on TikTok last night, you little sassy gal. And I was like, hello, this is TikTok legend. So Maddie's come to help us with that, and Maddie, we are hugely grateful. So at the end,
But you might not be after I've delivered this. So like you guys are really really used to my like polished nice training. This was me saying to Leona after the last one, of course I'll do one for you, which I slammed it all together yesterday and then went, oh my God, this is really hard. Like teaching other people to edit is really hard. So
it is hard. It is hard, but the reality is we're just very grateful that you're sharing your wisdom and your knowledge with them. And these guys, me training, and my training is sort of haphazard, hella messy, get shit done kind of training. So don't you worry about it.
Let's hope. I mean, this is going to be slightly different, and I'm kind of using you guys as guinea pigs because I've never delivered this before, and I don't know if it's going to work. So if it doesn't, don't shout at me and don't shout at Leona because it's not her fault. She's very kindly given me some space. We're going to basically do a very interactive live session where we're all going to get our phones out and I'm going to tell you what's what, basically. So
thank you, Maddie.
We'll just see how it goes.
Screen share.
Yeah, and I'm like on a bit of a high today because I went on a roller coaster twice today and I fucking hate roller coasters. So yeah, my daughter made me go on one and there's the photo of me. I'm like this. I don't have a neck. So, anyway, fun and games. So yeah, so we're just gonna go through and I'm gonna take you through step by step. Hopefully. And hopefully by the end of it, you'll understand it a little bit more because we're going to be doing it live. And if there's any questions, we're just going to tackle them as they come up this time. So let's rock and roll, shall we?
We're ready. Who's ready? I want a heck yes in the
chat. I want to wait. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Woo! Yeah? Raise the roof. Whoop. Yeah?
Whoop, whoop. Amazing. Okay.
Guys, we need to practice that because that was sloppy. So next time.
That was a bit rubbish.
You're letting the side down, ladies. You're letting the side down. Okay, so Drew's absolutely terrified.
Okay. But you don't need to be scared. Like, I mean, yeah, we're not. I'm not going to do anything with you that's terrifying, and I'm not going to make you post anything. So don't anybody get too scared. We're just going to fiddle around a bit. I don't think anyone's ever heard that on training before. We're just going to have a fiddle and see what happens.
What happens in MIB stays in MIB. There's been many conversations about all kinds of things, so don't you worry about fiddling with anything. Let's go. Right, let's have it.
Right. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to talk you guys through some bits and bobs. Right. I did a presentation, so at least I tried. There's a bit of effort that's gone on here. So today I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of TikTok editing and tools. So for those of you guys who haven't met me before, if you don't know who I am, there's a few people that I know on here. Lovely to see some old faces as well. Not old in age, old in like time. But I am a neurodiversity and visibility strategist. So essentially, I help people to get more visible. I normally work with neurodivergent and invisible illness entrepreneurs. I'm an influencer. Everyone hates influencers, but it's what I do. It's what I've done for a long time. I've grown my audience really successfully, and as a result, I generally make quite a lot of money from it, which is quite nice. But I do believe that every single one of you has the power to be influential within your niche. You don't necessarily have to be an influencer. I'm not talking like Molly May and whoever that dude is that just broke up. I'm talking about influential, getting PR, getting noticed and getting people in your industry recommending you for stuff. That's what we're all about. So my background is corporate social media. Corporate social media is ridiculously different to running social media as a small business. Like when I came out of corporate, I was like, I know how to do social media. I've been doing social media for years. Bollocks. Did not know how to do it at all. It was really difficult. So I kind of fumbled my way around doing what I could and somehow just ended up being actually quite good at social media. So I am not just a one-trick pony when it comes to social media. I'm really good on TikTok. I used to be really good at Instagram until they deleted all of my accounts and banned me for like 6 months, which was why I came across TikTok. So for those of you guys who haven't watched my first TikTok training, go and watch it because it really will help you with the basic stuff. But this is all about editing and behind the scenes. So, oh yeah, so also I'm a multi-potentialite, which basically means I do all of the things. I refuse point blankly to niche under one umbrella, because I just feel like I wouldn't be me if I did one thing, and I also get really fucking bored, so I don't do that. Do all of the things. I'm an author, a speaker, a podcaster. My podcast is about to take a little bit of a shimmy up, doing something a bit different with it. And yeah, I've got a book coming out next year, which is with a top 10 international publisher, which is quite exciting. Anyway, that's me. Boring shit. So let's talk a little bit about TikTok. So to start with, and in fact, I've kind of done these slides like a little bit the wrong way around. Hang on a minute. Wait there. Hang on. I've got a bit fast for myself. So this is what you will need today, okay? So you will need your phone with you. Has everybody got their phones? Wave them in the air if you've got your phones. Perfect. Have you got the TikTok app downloaded? Everyone wave your phones if you've got the TikTok app downloaded. Perfect. Hands up if you've got patience. Okay, great. So we might, yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of the same as well. So if we don't have all the patience, it's all good. We've all got children, so like, we're all good. Let's just say that we will take this slowly. And if anybody's got any questions, just feel free to unmute. Like, it's probably easier if you unmute because I might get in my flow. Just, or Leona can shout out questions if you put them in the chat. Perfect. Okay, so let's go back because I messed this up a little bit. So when you're recording on TikTok, I would always recommend recording in the app itself. There are two ways of doing it. You can record on your phone and then you can import stuff in. So can you see here down at the bottom, there is a little picture there of me. That is basically where all of my videos and my photos, etc. live. You have to link it with the TikTok app to be able to upload stuff. But just so you know that there are two ways to do it. But I'm going to talk to you about editing in app today because it makes everything easier to edit if you start recording. So on this picture to the left-hand side, can you see that big, massive red button? Yeah, everybody know about the red button? Okay. The reason why we use the red button is for several reasons. And I'm going to go into those in a minute. But recording in the app means that it's easier to edit. You can delete if you mess any bits of it up. You can save it to drafts. Now, the drafts folder will be your best friend. Nobody wants to see how many drafts I've got in my folder. It's something about like 240 of them. Don't let them build up too much because if Leona's doing a live, I can see her doing it. It's very distracting. But yeah, so don't let your drafts folder sort of go crazy. Try and keep it to like 10, 15, 20 in there at one time. If you record in the app, you can re-record bits that you mess up. And let's face it, we're all kind of beginners here. Like, and if apart from me, I'm the expert here. But for most of you, you're all beginners. So if you want to kind of re-record things, if you want to delete bits, if you say something that you shouldn't say, so many people say things that they shouldn't say on TikToks, and then they're like, "Oh, but I've recorded it all on my phone and I can't do anything." So if you record it in the app, it really helps. You can replace clips. You can edit things out like pauses and breaths. Yes, we all have to breathe, but when you're breathing loads or you're saying you're saying there's pauses. Being able to edit in the app is going to take away all of those things, which will make your video run a lot more smoothly. And also as well, if you record in the TikTok app, if you play it back to yourself and you don't like the order that things are in, you can switch things around. So you can actually move a clip to somewhere else. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. So the red button, okay, when you're recording, this big red button is going to be your best friend. And the reason being is that so many people can't just reel off like a 1 minute to 90-second video without making any mistakes. I know that I can't, and I've been doing this for years and years and years. So what you need to do is remind yourself, and there's a bloody title in the middle of this page. I'm sorry, I knew that this was going to be something that I should have spell checked. But basically it means you don't have to waffle. So when we're recording stuff, often we waffle, and I recommend that waffling is great. So if you use this 10 minutes, always choose 10 minutes, even if you want to record a 15-second or a 60-second, always use the 10 minutes because it will give you pure waffle time, right? Record whatever the hell you want to in your waffly 10 minutes and then cut out the bits that you don't need, and you're going to end up with an absolutely spot on video. Did you ever get it where you just get off and you're on a train of thought and you're like blah 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 blah, I'm talking about all my stuff, la la la, and it's always great, and then you go back and you're like, that's so waffly, I need to take some of that out. If you've used the 10 minutes, you basically give yourself so much wiggle room. You can use this button as many times as you want. So by pressing it again, you stop it. So you can look at your notes. So if you write a load of notes that are all bullet points of the things that you want to say, you can look at the camera, look directly at yourself. Eye contact is really important because if you're looking at yourself rather than looking in the camera lens, you are actually giving your audience eye contact as they're scrolling through TikTok. So keep that eye contact, use that button, refer back to your notes, keep your video sharp, like really sharp. You're doing your bullet points because everybody can look at a bullet point and talk around a bullet point for a couple of like 10, 15 seconds. But doing 20 bullet points, you're like, oh, that's too many, I can't look at. And then you're like looking at your notes while you're talking, and you can tell that you're looking at them. So use this button, press it, stop it, look at your notes, press it again to re-record. And then even if you still say something you shouldn't do, when we go into edit at the back end, you can edit all of those little things out. So it's a lot less painful. You can also start recording a video and you can come back to it later. I mean, the one thing I would say is don't come back to it 3 days later when you've got different color hair. I mean, maybe that's just me, but like when you've got like a different t-shirt on, you want to be showing that continuity within your video. Because if you come back to it a couple of days later, you're wearing a different t-shirt, it's going to look a bit weird once you've edited. So just keep that consistency. But also just recording there, it just makes it so much easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out our phones. Okay, everybody, I want you all to open the TikTok app. I'm going to turn mine down because I expect my volume is bad. So either I want you to just press that red button and go and record like something that's 15, 20 seconds. Just be like, hello, I'm talking to my phone. I don't really care what I'm saying, la, 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 because it's not going to go anywhere. We're just going to use it as an example of something that we can edit. Put some breaths in there. Put some pauses in there. That's going to really help. Okay, so get your phone out, press that red button, set it to 10 minutes, and then just record something that's like however long. Okay, is everybody doing that? Excellent. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the less perfect it is, the better, because we're going to go and edit all of the bits out. And then we're not going to post it. So don't anybody panic. Okay, so if you've got something in your drafts folder, so I have something here in my drafts folder. Okay, can you see this menu bar down the side? Okay, the top thing on that menu bar is this edit button that you can see on your screen. Can everybody see that edit button? Okay, Tracy can't see that edit button. Okay, you need to go, so once you finish your record, you need to stop it and continue recording. Can you see the little red tick down there? Yeah, got it. Okay, so press the red tick and then you should get that menu bar down the side. So the top one there is edit. We're going to all press that edit button. Okay. So I'm going to take you through all of these before all of the little individual things before we start fiddling around. Okay. So the second button on that menu is templates. In my God's honest opinion, I think templates are a load of rubbish. Like I wouldn't really recommend using them much. If you want to do something that's a bit whizzy, you can, but TikTok likes face to camera, real, honest kind of content. So you don't need to have all of these gadgets and gizmos. To be honest, that's more of an Instagram thing, and I'm not really sure why TikTok has it, because your videos won't do that well. Text. Now, this is quite an important one. So you can use the text button to add a title onto your TikTok. Adding a title will help you with SEO, search engine optimization. So basically, TikTok will find the thing that you put on your title and it will push it out to relevant people. So having that title on there is really useful. You can also make it look nice by like having like 2 text boxes. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. But it just means that you've got like, you can put them into different texts, into different colors. It just makes your content a little bit more visually appealing. Stickers. Stickers are really, really useful if you want to add a photo into your screen, or you want to add in a sticker that's like a call to action, for example, like check out my link in bio, or something that you don't necessarily want TikTok to hear you saying. You can also make your own stickers in Canva, save them to your photos, remove the background in Canva, and then when you're uploading a sticker, so if you went to stickers now, can you see there's like a little tiny one here that has a mountain on it? Okay, if you press that, it comes up with your photo library. If anyone wants to see me like crapping myself on a roller coaster, that's where that is. So that might come out on one of my TikToks. But basically you can use anything that's in your photo library as a sticker. So you could use, like, for example, I'm just going to use this one. You need to check that the resolution's right as well, because really, see, I've just put a photo in the middle of my face. Okay, so that's what stickers are for. I'm gonna put that in the bin. By the way, if you put anything onto your home screen that you don't want, it's really super easy to just remove it. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So you hold down the thing that you put on that you don't want, you move it up here, and it goes into the recycle bin. Okay. So you can add your logo as well. So if you wanted to add your business logo onto your TikToks, you can do it. But being completely honest, I wouldn't do it that often, because when you're adding your business logo in, it's almost like branding everything up. And when people see a business logo, they automatically expect that you're trying to sell them something. Yes, we all run businesses, but when people think I'm just going to get sold to all the time, they're just not going to follow you. So use your business logo kind of sparingly. If you didn't watch my last TikTok video, always have your face. Don't have a logo as your profile picture, because people buy from people and you need to be as visible as you possibly can. Okay. Effects. So this is what I like to call something about the effects. So can you see here, right? There are several ways of doing effects. You can go into that button on the sidebar. There is also a square at the bottom, which is all of your effects. And you can just play about with these. So there's silly ones that change your face into this. This is what I like to call the Leona Burton effect sticker. It literally makes my face look like Leona's. I thought I'd put this on here because it's quite funny. I came across this the other day when I was recording, and I was like, I really no, it's because I look like Leona.
I love you. I could assure you, I definitely don't look like that in real life. It's all smoke and mirrors. What can I say?
It's the perfect makeup look, and I never wear makeup, so when I wear this, I look ridiculous. But I think it's quite a cool filter. But the thing is, though, with filters, and the thing that I will say is, if you are somebody who wears lots of makeup and you're used to wearing lots of makeup, go for it with these kind of filters. But if you're like me and you don't wear lots of makeup, when you wear something like this, it completely changes your face and you look really weird. So like if I started turning up like this and having like perfect eyebrows, people would be like, what's Maddie done with her weird fuzzy eyes? So you just have to be careful when you're using effects that you don't change what you look like. Because the worst thing would be is if you rock up a mid meeting and people know you from TikTok and they're like, who are you? Because you look completely different. So try and make sure that if you're using these effects, that your face isn't changing. I mean, obviously, if you're going to do silly ones like this, it's quite funny. You know, if I turned up like that, then people would be like, this is a really weird alien person at this mid meeting. The one that I do use a lot is eyelashes, because I'm really bloody lazy and I can't ever be asked to put any makeup on. So I always use the eyelash filter, but it is basically just like if I was going to have eyelash extensions. So like I feel like that's a normal thing. Don't overuse effects, because people buy into you as a person. They're going to want to see you. They're going to want to see your content, your face, and you being real. essentially. So by using too many effects, it does kind of dumb down your personal brand. So try not to do too many of them. But you can use them for things like trends, and if something is like in your niche that's really useful, go and have a look at them and see what you think. I use green screen a lot. Green screen is a brilliant effect. So when you're in the back end and you're doing or like you're doing the effects from this button on the main menu, you don't get as much. But if you click on the bottom, so I'm going to show you here. So can you see there's the tick button, but there's also there's like whatever it is, you get effect here. And there is a search menu, so little magnifying glass. And you can just type in the top what you want. So if you put in green screen and then search for it, you can get green screen video, or you can get green screen photos. Essentially, what that is it means that when you're talking on screen, you have something else behind you. So it could be a newspaper article, it could be a picture of your new business logo, it could be a picture of something you've designed. It could be anything really, like something you've made.
Can I
Yes,
ask? I don't have any of these things that you're saying here, the green screen things. Is it an iPhone? Are you not? Because I'm on Android.
Oh,
Is it
God.
an iPhone thing?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. You should actually be able to have those things as well.
Oh, when I click on effects, I've only got like along the bottom of mine. I haven't got new or trending. I've just got from visual onwards. And then that other one you said about at the bottom, I've not got anything at the bottom at all. I just wondered if it's an Android thing.
It shouldn't be. How long have you had your account for?
Quite a while, although I haven't used it in quite a few months, so maybe it's that.
It might be that because you haven't used it for a while, it's not showing you the trending because it doesn't know what you want to see, basically.
Okay.
So try using it more, and if you don't see it, it could be that it's an Android thing. It shouldn't be. Can you see when you're if you're
Kathy's saying she's got everything and she's Android, so it might just be I haven't used the account for ages. So.
It might just be that. Can you try the other way, which is
I don't have that. It's not showing.
Oh man. The only other thing that I would suggest is maybe you've got an old version of the app.
So that could be it. So update it.
Yeah, try updating your app and see if that works. Because sometimes that will give you because actually the problem with TikTok is that it changes so often where it keeps things. So that's why doing this live is probably so much easier. If there are other people who don't have that, it's probably because you might need to update the app.
Okay, I'll do that.
Do you want to do that quickly now? And I'll
do it while you're doing. I can go back and watch this again as well and go through it again. So that's okay. I don't want to hold everyone else up.
Don't worry at all. So if you can use this search bar to search for anything. So I mean, if you wanted to have like green eyes, for example, you can have green eyes. You can change the color of your eyes. Green eyes. Just type in anything, like literally anything, and you will find probably an effect for it. So it's all about fiddling around and having a look. But green screen and lashes are the ones that I use all the time. And the good thing is, like, if you're recording in TikTok, then you're exporting it somewhere else to go and put your captions on or use it anywhere else. It doesn't have that thing that says this person's wearing eyelashes. So it just makes me look like I'm beautiful all the time. So very helpful. So that is effects. But just make sure that you don't look too different from your actual face. Filters. So these are not filters as in effects filters. These are like lighting, color, different kind of shades of kind of background lighting. These are the things which make your videos look really consistent on TikTok. So I don't tend to use these much because I've got a ring light. But if you don't have a ring light and you've recorded a video and you're in the dark, you might want to like touch up your lighting so that your face is a bit brighter, or like it looks like your lighting is slightly different. There are a lot of quite good popular accounts who, maybe want to give themselves a bit more of a tan. Here I definitely look more tan than here. So, but when you start using a particular lighting filter, I would recommend carrying on using it so that it gives consistency to your videos. It just means that people will not show up and go, oh my God, Maddie's really pale today. Is she dying? Like, don't.
Maddie, Sorry,
Yes.
Marie said, which button do you use to flip the camera to front facing, please?
Okay, so there is a, hang on, bear with me, I'll show you on the old thing. There is literally in the top corner there is a thing that says flip. Can you see that? So when you've got your video on recording, so I'm going to flip that and it will now flip to the back of my screen. So I've now got whatever is, that's my phone case. So it's like 2 arrows in a circle. Can you all see that? Everyone all good with that? Cool. Okay. So basically making sure that your consistency of your video is staying the same. Voice. So when you click on the voice, it will basically give you a load of options. But they're all other people's voices. You'll get like the chipmunk, the philosopher, like, and this is how you change your voice from like your normal bog standard voice to some form of weird gimmicky voice. It works for some people. Honestly, I don't think it's great. I think there's much better features within the back end. So for example, if we go into the edit function, which I'm going to take you into the back end and I'm going to teach you everything after we've been through these. So don't panic. I'll show you the voice. I'll show you the sound. But this is kind of what it looks like, where you can add a voiceover, you can add sound effects and add sound. Captions. So if you want your captions auto generated by TikTok, this is how you do them. They're super boring. You can change the color of them. When we say captions, basically they're like subtitles on your video. And the captions that come up on your screen, so everything you're saying when those captions are going, the subtitles are going on the screen, is more important than anyone would ever think. So it helps TikTok with its SEO, so the search engine optimization. It will pick out the keywords that you're using in your speech. But 85% of TikTok viewers watch with the sound off. So if you don't have those captions, people are going to watch your video and it's not going to make any sense to them. So they're therefore going to scroll, you'll get less views. It helps with your watch time as well. So if somebody lands on your TikTok and they start watching it, and you've got captions there, they're more likely to stick around to watch the rest of the video. And basically TikTok will push you out further in the algorithm if you've got a longer watch time. So it's really, really important that you get those on. Always check for spelling, punctuation, grammar, check things like names and places are spelled correctly. The amount of times that I forget to do my own captions and I forget to do them because I'm dyslexic. And then I'll post my video and I'll be like, oh my God, my name is spelled wrong. Always spells it with a double D-I-E and it drives me nuts. And I'm like, damn it, TikTok. But that's my fault because I haven't checked it. So if you ever see one of those, you'd be like, Maddie didn't check her captions. So always make sure that you check your captions. Just make sure that you've got names, places, people, other people's names. Make sure that they're all spelled correctly. Trim. So trimming is basically like cutting out things like words, making segments of your video smaller. Again, it's better to do this in the back end rather than the front end menu. It's just so much easier. Volume, again, back end. So I'm going to take you all into the back end in a minute. It's not a euphemism. I can hear some of you laughing. Don't do it. We're going to go in the back end. Right. Add yours. So add yours is basically it's a bit like like on Instagram where it's got like the notes thing where you can just type a little thing and it comes up. It's like that. It's basically like where you can put like a question or something to make people engage in your videos. I literally never use it and I get really good engagement all the time. So like it's something that you can mess around with, you can try it. It's not going to be the thing that makes you go viral because I get plenty of viral videos without using it. Save. This is the most important button in the whole of TikTok. Okay. So this button is on the main screen, like the main menu. This save button allows you to save your TikToks before you post them. What that means is that you don't have to faff around taking off the TikTok logo to post it to Facebook or Instagram. It just means that you can repurpose And I will always recommend repurposing your TikToks to Instagram or Facebook, not the other way around. So Instagram is like your nice, highly curated, really pretty, nicely branded, not the same as TikTok. TikTok is basically your rough and ready. So I like to say, like, my Instagram is totally the same as my TikTok. It's rough and ready. Sometimes I post videos on my Instagram that I've posted on my TikTok and they go viral. And it's weird. And I'm like, oh, that hasn't gone viral on TikTok, but it's gone viral on Instagram. Then I use those and I kind of like look to see what the difference is and why it's gone viral. So just bear in mind that repurposing Instagram's very heavy with things like transitions, and TikTok is not. TikTok, really, if you never did a transition in your life, you would probably be winning on TikTok. I don't do transitions, I don't do dances, I don't do lip syncing, I don't do the Macarena or like any of these other weird, like stupid dances. Like I never really have done, unless you want to go check out my other TikTok, which, you know, does have those on from the pandemic. I got bored. But just really, really focus on like face to camera, authentic, you just talking like I'm talking to you guys now, like you're having a conversation with yourself or your best mate or somebody in your business. I always think that having a conversation with your ideal client really helps, because then you know that you're talking to the person who you want to actually engage with your video. But anyway, the save button, amazing. So also, if you're doing like different variations of the same video and you want to think, you know, you want to cut something out or you want to make it longer. So sometimes you might want to post something that's longer on TikTok, but you need it to be 90 seconds for Instagram and Facebook. Just that save button is just going to be an absolute lifesaver for you. You can also as well then move your TikTok or whatever you've saved into somewhere like CapCut, and you can add different features if you want to remove wind. Again, we're talking like air wind, not bum wind. Yeah, hopefully none of you are like doing TikToks and farting through them. But you know, if you make a noise that you didn't expect to make, that you want to edit out, this is a really, really good way of actually editing it out. And moving it into CapCut is really helpful. Record with Headspace. So this is something that I always recommend to people. Like I have historically always recorded my my captions beneath me, kind of like below my boobs, kind of like tummy level. But recently I've started putting them in the space above my head, and it really makes a difference because there's nothing else in that space. It's generally like quite a white space that's distracting people. So, you know, things that are going on with your body or your hair or anything that's moving when you're trying to read captions can actually put people off watching your video. So keeping some space when you record so that you can put a title in there, you can put your captions in there without it actually interrupting. You don't want your captions or your titles to be going over your face. So that's really off-putting. Nobody wants like wordy foreheads. So just keep that space. So I'm going to take you guys into the back end now. So what I want you to do is I want all of you to, the video that you have recorded, I want you to click yes, tick that tick. Okay, don't go too far on it, because if you do, you will post it. Don't want to do that. By the way, if anybody does panic and they do post, you can delete it, so don't panic too much. So let's go into the edit. So what you will see here is your storyline. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to find some of those ums and ahs, and we're going to take them out. So I'm going to talk to you about this little scissory thing here. Can you see the edit? So let's edit. When you click the scissors, it will come up with split, replace, delete, and crop, and speed as well. Speed, I mean, nobody wants to speed me up. I don't really do that function, but you guys might, you know, if you've kind of done a video and it's quite slow paced, you might want to speed up your voice. So that speed one is quite useful. But we're going to start with split. So basically what split is it will help you to basically split your video into sections. So after you've said your first sentence, find where there is a pause, touch the timeline itself so that this white line appears. Okay, touch that and then press split. What it will do is it will give you this arrow, and you can move it along with your fingers to chop out any ums and ahs. Does that make sense to everybody? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to do this after every single sentence. Now, this may seem like a lot of work, but when you first start going and you really want people to kind of get, traction and start following you, etc., the smoother your video is, the more followers you're going to get. So if you basically split after every sentence, then what you can do is, if you don't like one of them, let's just split that there again. So I've now got this section here. Now I'm going to put my finger on it, and actually I don't like that section. So I'm going to replace it. So if I press that replace, it's going to come up with a record thing with that red button again. So what you can do then is you can look at your camera, you can press record, you only have the amount of time that you're replacing. So just make sure that you fill that gap. Okay? Has everyone got that? Simple enough-ish? And if you don't want to replace it, by the way, you can re-record it or do whatever. So like if I press record and I go, I'm going to replace this, la 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 la, and then I press the stop button again. This little white button here with the arrow on it, that's the back button. You press that, it will delete the bit that it says discard the last clip. So we'll discard the last clip. Okay. Everyone with me so far? Excellent. Okay. Delete, fairly obvious. So if you record something and it's a bit like a whole section and you don't like it, put your finger on it and there's a delete button down there. Okay. There is also a plus button right at the end. Can you see that little white plus button at the end there? If you press that, you can bring in other clips that you've recorded on your phone that are all in your saved. Crop is basically you can crop. So you've got half a picture, half a face. You can move it over. You can slide it in. So if I wanted to just crop it so there's only a little bit of my face, I can do that. And then you can move your video around like so. So if my face wasn't like in the dead center, you can crop it. Or if you want to make more headspace, you can move it down. So if you've recorded and you haven't left that headspace, you can move yourself. Does that make sense? Excellent. Okay. So I'm going to cancel that. You can cancel or save at the bottom. I'm going to cancel that because I don't actually want to crop out my face. Then you've got dynamic lens. So with dynamic lens, it basically does loads of little slidey in things, spinny things. Again, it's a bit gimmicky. If you want to do those kind of things, have a play around with them, see what you think. You can get effects in the back as well. So if you forget to put something in, if you want to do an effect, you could do, I'm going to just turn mine into black and white.
Maddie,
yes,
Marie said, help, I'm lost. I don't know what I pressed, but my video has disappeared.
Oh, crap balls. Okay, cool. Right, go back. So if you go back, you should have a little arrow up at the top here, which is like just a little arrow. Go back to that. Then you should have a video. If your video's completely disappeared, just re-record another one and we'll go back in. Does that make sense? You got it back, Marie? Tell me if I'm going too fast.
I haven't got a clue where the video's gone.
Okay, just re-record another one then, my love.
But if it happens again, I need to know where I find the draft.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it might be in your drafts. So if you go to getting to your drafts, hang on, let me just save that. So if you go to your timeline, draft should be the first one.
Go to my timeline.
So your actual page.
profile.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Can you see drafts? So on your top row, you should see drafts. If you can't see it in drafts, you might have accidentally deleted it or accidentally posted it. So check it's not on your timeline. Don't
I don't
panic.
think I don't think I've posted it. I think I might have deleted it because I can't see anything that says drafts.
Okay. So you will only have drafts if you've saved something to drafts, basically.
Okay.
So when basically record something new. So go back to the little plus button at the bottom. Do that one. Slide it over to 10 seconds here, and then just record something else. Okay. So let me know when you've done that, and then we'll come back to that part. For everybody else, I'm just going to go back into the editing just to give you. So you've got magic effects, you've got overlays, you've got filters, you can adjust, you can sync the sound. All of those are things which you don't really need. So I'm not going to tell you about all of those functions because I genuinely think that that's just going to overwhelm you and you don't need those things. Okay. So let's go back out. Really, those are the only things that you really, really, really need to know. The other things which I think are potentially really useful. So when you go to next, so once you've finished editing your video, if you go to next, and then there is a button at the bottom that says drafts, that will save everything to your drafts. Okay, so save that to your drafts. I'm going to show you how to edit a video. And when I say edit a video that you've already posted, it is minimal. They will only let you do really, really minimal things. So if you click on one of the videos that you've already posted, by the way, you can't break anything. So click on like your most recently posted. There are 3 dots down the bottom here. If you press on those 3 dots, there are a load of options down here. You want to be scrolling through here, okay? Scroll through the bottom, and there is a little button here that says edit post. And that you can edit. You can edit your cover and you can edit your text. If you've forgotten to put hashtags on and you think, oh shit, I've forgotten to put hashtags on, I need to put some hashtags in, they're not going to work, basically. So hashtags work when you press post, the algorithm will pick up your hashtags and it will push it out to wherever. So if you add them in afterwards, it's not going to help the reach of your video. So really, this is only like if you've done something and you think I shouldn't have written that, or I want to edit that out, it's only so that you can edit the text or edit the cover photo, or if you've forgotten to put a cover photo on. Now I'm going to show you how to put a cover photo on. Can you see here that all of my pictures have all got labels on them? That's a cat. Go away. No one wants to see cats. All of these, they've all got labels on them. The reason why I've labeled them is so that when somebody lands on my TikTok profile, they can see instantly what every single one of my videos is about. So I teach this in my first TikTok training. I show it to you on a screen, but I'm going to actually show you how to do it. So you've recorded your TikTok. It's very small. You know what it is. You want to press next. Now you don't want to post this. You want to go up to the picture, and there is a little button on this little picture that says edit cover. So if you tap that, it's going to give you a load of different cover options. Choose one that vaguely, I'm going to say vaguely resembles your branding, because none of these resemble many people's brandings that I know. I'm hoping that at some point TikTok will actually make it so that you can actually brand your own, because it pisses me off. But just choose one that is vaguely the same. So this is my green one. I use this. If you tap on that box, then your keypad will come up. You can type whatever you want to in that box. That will then give you a cover. So I'm just going to put cover in here. Done. You can then move that cover around. So there are 2 dark, when you move it around, can you see those 2 dark lines at the top of the screen? Don't put it under there because people won't see it. You need to put it in those lines. So once you've done that, press save at the top. That's going to give you your cover on there. Then you can type your caption, you know, do what you need to do, and then you can press post. Or you can put it back to drafts if you're not ready to post it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, got no gentlemen here, is basically TikTok editing in a nutshell. So, does anybody have any questions? I'm going to actually I'm going to take you through because I actually have I have done some extra slides here. I'm just thinking like timing. Does anyone have to rush off bang on 8:30? Okay, cool. This basically just teaches you what I've just taught you. What I've just taught you. Apparently, I can't even talk English anymore. This is quite a useful one to know. This undo button, actually. So this button is basically a back button. So if you're in the back end, you're editing, you do something, and you think, "Oh my God, I just did something that I didn't mean to do." That is your undo button. Okay, very important. Adding text. So again, text captions here, you can add those in the front or the back. This is where you add titles of your video. So I've just put on this one, this is a video. If you scroll along, there's different fonts, there's different colors. If you press the A button again, it will take the background away. So just have a little play around with this part. Really simple. Sounds. So you've got add sound, you've got sound effect, or you've got voiceover. So let me just show you how quickly you can do a voiceover. So I'm going to take this one. In fact, I'm going to do one where I'm not actually talking over a video because I don't want to actually do one that I've got. So let's do this one because I've already posted it. So let's go take one of your drafts, go to next. This could be just something that you've recorded on your phone. You know, you're filming something you're making, or you're filming like you out for a walk and you want to put some captions on the screen. So go to the edit again. And there is a button at the bottom that says text AA. So if you touch that, it will come up with add text or captions. And then there is a button that says sound. If you touch the sound button, it will give you the option of add sound effect, or add voiceover. So you want to add voiceover. It will come up with your red button. What you need to do then, if you've already recorded something for your voice, is tap it. So if your video's already got sound on it, you need to scroll along to the bottom and find your volume. Okay. So volume, you want to make sure that your sound, if you are doing a voiceover, is at 0. So can you see this here? Slidey bar. Slidey. So if you want all of your clips to have no sound, there is a button here that says apply to all. So you apply that to all, which means that there's going to be no speaking. Then you can do your voiceover. So go back to sound and voiceover, gives you the red button. Then you want to start talking about the fact that you're making a video, and this will bring you a new little sound line. So can you see here now, I've got a new sound line from where so this is where that voiceover just was. These, you can slide backwards and forwards to delete, or, you know, and you can also split those as well. So if you put your finger on it, you go back, you want to go to edit, you can split that as well. Really, you're probably not going to want to, because what you can do with that red button is you can stop and start. So never, ever, ever record a voiceover for the whole of your video in one go. You will be out of breath, you'll panic. Do it in little sections. Okay. So today I went out and I went to a theme park and it was really lovely, blah, blah, blah. Stop. And then I came on a really amazing MIB training with loads of amazing ladies and it was really great. Stop. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? So then if you can also then hold on to one of them, put your finger on it, right, done, press done, hold on to your thing, and you can swap it with one of the other ones. So you can swap your order around. Okay. So the more you use that red button, the more you can move things around, the more flexibility it gives you within the back end. Okay. So CapCut, I'm just going to really briefly mention CapCut because there is a free version of it, but it's crap. The paid version is amazing. You can get things like auto captions. So if you can't remember what you're trying to say, it will come up, you can type it and then you can just read it off the screen. Be really careful because it can look like you're reading if you're reading, because your eyes do this. And they flicker from one side to the other. So try and make sure that you don't do that. So that's the teleprompter, not the auto captions. Auto captions is basically like the subtitles. You can do them in there, but they have nicer fonts and they have nicer styles. And if you go and have a look at the ones that I use on my profile, they're all paid CapCut ones because I don't like the normal TikTok ones. I think they look a bit boring. So mine are just slightly nicer. I think I pay like £79 a year or something for my CapCut. So it's not massively. Sorry,
Maddie, does AI help you generate a script in CapCut?
Yeah.
Because that's interesting because I use CapCut, but I've been using captions for some of my videos. And then I put it over to CapCut to finish off my editing.
Yeah. It can do. I mean, I don't really use that feature that often because I just talk. But you can if and also think like ChatGPT, even outside of CapCut, if you've got the free version of ChatGPT, if you want a script that you can put into your teleprompter in CapCut, do it in ChatGPT. Just basically put in, I'm creating a video about this, and this. Can you write me a script? And it will do.
And actually, if you've created enough content, side note, on socials, if you ask it to do it in the voice of insert your name, it does find you. Like ChatGPT diagnosed with ADHD the other day. I was like, well, thank you very much.
You don't need that diagnosis. You've already got that, mate.
I was like, hello? Is it that obvious? But it literally will find your content and give you back the type
This is the thing, is because you're seen. Like it sees you, doesn't it? So that's what it is.
Very clever. Very clever.
Yeah.
Maddie, can I just ask with this CapCut then? So are you saying that we create our video, the bits that we've just gone through in TikTok, what you've just shown us, and then we save it to drafts, and do we then need to upload that to CapCut?
Yes, you would.
Captions, and then upload it again as a video back into TikTok?
Yeah, do you want me to show you how that works?
Yeah, so I just want to understand the flow so I know that process properly.
So with CapCut, you've got this new project button here. So you upload whatever video it is that you've done. So let's just upload this one of me because that's my face just walking along. So you can also here add so if you add at the bottom, there is text. And it will do auto captions at the bottom.
Yeah.
So generate. This is going to generate no captions because I don't think I actually spoke on this video, but you get the gist. So it says no voice detected. Let me do it on one. Let me do it with one where I actually speak. Speaky. I'll do this one. That's just it wants to take forever to load that one, so we're not going to do that. Can't import. Right, hang on a minute. Right, there we go. Add. Here we go. So it should say loading when it's loading the right one. And then you go to the text button, auto captions, and then pick a font that you like.
Yeah.
Any font. I'm just going to go with this one because it looks pretty. I would always say though, stick to the same font. Try and keep that continuity on your account because that's what people are going to be looking at. Right, so when that comes up, they've got my favorite one back. CapCut can be an absolute knob sometimes, and it can take different fonts away. And I've been using this nice pink one for ages, and it took it away the other day, and I've had like 3 weeks without it. It's made me really sad, but it's back now. So my continuity went out the window because CapCut decided to screw me over. So then you can edit your voiceover and your captions here by just tipping on them. What I'll probably do though is maybe and I'm not going to commit to doing it in 2 weeks this time, Leona, but I might do a specific CapCut one for people if they want it.
It's the end of social media school tonight. However, if you join the hub, I will drag Maddie on over into the hub just for you guys, but only for hub members. So if you're not there, you're going to miss out.
Yeah. exactly. And me and Leona are cooking up something amazing anyway. We're making like a mid visibility stew, aren't we? So
We are, absolutely.
basically it's like, you know, if you get access to Leona, you get access to my membership half price. So but that's only for you guys.
Yeah, don't tell
Anyway,
everybody.
don't tell everything. You have to be a paying member of Leona's membership to get my half price.
We're all in
Otherwise,
with Leona. We have all
yeah,
of that.
exactly. All of her. But if you want more of me, I mean, I am going to come back anyway. So basically, yeah, that's CapCut. CapCut is
So then what? Then you download it, you save it, and then you
so
put it back
yes.
into
So
TikTok.
then what you do, there's a little blue button at the top. It says export. All it does here then is it exports.
Yeah.
You can see it doing it. Tells you how long it's going to take, and it usually takes about 30 seconds. So, and then that will save that to your camera roll. And then
you can just go back into
just-
TikTok and then you'd upload a video.
So what you do then is you go back into TikTok, you press that little black button up there, and
Find it in your gallery.
it comes up and it's in your gallery. So then you've got it there, and it's got the
That
captions
makes
on it there.
sense. So that's just if
Yeah.
you want different captions to
If
what
you
they've
want
got on
different
TikTok.
captions to what they're, I mean, the ones in TikTok are fine. They work. They're all good, but they don't have different colors on them. So like, it depends how fussy you want to be about your branding. But it should be about you rather than the branding.
Perfect.
So,
thank you.
So that is just a little bit of CapCut. I went through labels, didn't I? So that's all good. For everybody who like, I want people to be the best, so I always have my little best tips at the end. So for this, be creative. Effects, only use them if they align to you as a person and as your brand. Simplicity for the win. You don't need all of these like bells and whistles to make things work on TikTok. You just really need to know the proper basics, and that's what I've taught you tonight. Try things, see how they look. That's it, really. Leona knows I always do a like little obligatory upsell. If you guys want to work with me, coaching directly, access to work, I'm in MIB. I hang around in that group all the time, so that's where you'll find me pretty much.
And Maddie has been a member for a very, very, very
I reckon I'm probably like one of the longest standing MIBs, I reckon.
You've been in there for maybe like 6 years at least.
It's been 6 years. Can you tell people's history in the group?
Yeah.
Can you?
I go in and have a little stalkeroons occasionally.
Do you? I love it.
Like, I'm like the nosiest shizer when it comes to my community ever. But Maddie has been in the community for a very long time, and if you haven't heard about Maddie's stuff previously, she is a legend. She's very open and honest about her journey, which I have a huge amount of respect for. And you know, she is a goddess when it comes to visibility, and you know, she's amazing. So you do need to go and check out her stuff, obviously. And at the very least, please leave Maddie a review and a testimonial. As you know, as a small business owner, it is imperative that we continuously gather new testimonials and new reviews. It's really important to our business. So if you're not in a position to sign up to anything of Maddie's right now, please first of all take a picture of this and have a little look at what it does. But also go away and leave her a testimonial or a review, whether that's on her page.
Follow me on my stuff. Like, follow me. In fact, I think the next one is like, oh yeah, we're going to do some questions. Love it. We'll do some questions. But here's all my socials, so go and follow me. If you want a LinkedIn recommendation, always welcome, always useful. But also, if anyone wants to pop me a message afterwards and just chat about stuff, more than happy to chat stuff TikTok wise, or just even general chatting. I also like that too. So yeah,
Maddie, it's been super helpful. Does anybody
have any questions?
Yeah, does anyone have any questions before we allow Maddie?
I haven't even looked at the chat. It looks scary. I can see 61 notifications in there.
It's all right. You don't need to worry about it.
Can I ask quickly about music, trending sounds?
Yeah.
I know we skipped over that bit because we were asking other questions.
Yes.
How do you find a trending sound? And is there any benefit to having one in the background, even on mute or anything like that? Is there any?
So there are specific reasons why you should and shouldn't use trending sounds. So to start with, you might not actually have them. So make sure that you've got the right account. So if you've got a business account, switch over to a creator, unless you are selling a physical product. If you're selling a physical product, you need to stick as a business. But you won't get trending sound with business because of the fact that they're not licensed for business use. Music on your videos, if you are talking, is a complete no-no. Just don't have it, because TikTok won't be able to pick up the SEO of what you're saying, which will mean that your reach isn't as good. Also, if you're using a trending sound and you're talking, it can make it really hard for somebody to actually understand what you're talking about, especially if there's lyrics. So if you must use music in the background, make sure it's like an instrumental or something so that it's not being confused with your voice. If TikTok decided to take away that music, and they can do it any time, just remove any songs, your voice will also be removed from your video. So you will have videos that have literally nothing. So it would just be you mouthing something, and your video, you know, that you've worked really hard on creating is going to be null and void. So just make sure that when you're thinking music, you're thinking, do I need this? Does my video make sense if I don't have that music on it? Does it make sense if somebody takes it away? So for example, if you're doing some B-roll content and you're just walking along and you've got some words on the screen or whatever, then that still makes sense, doesn't it? If you don't have that in the background. But if you're doing a full-on monologue and you're going blah, 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 and then they take away the sound, your voice also gets removed, and then you just look like you're mouthing thin air, and it doesn't really work. Does that make sense? Cool.
Yes, thank you.
I do go into that in more detail in my other TikTok training that I did a couple of weeks ago. So if you haven't watched that, go and watch that as well.
I was on that one. Yeah, it was really good.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. Does anybody else have any questions?
No, lots of people thanking you. Definitely all of you. I feel I can go for it. I followed you from your last training, and thank you so much, Maddie. I'm going to eat my tea. Donna said she seconds that she's worked with you.
Thanks, Donna. Hope you're well, lovely. It's been a long time.
I know, she's been hiding. Lots and lots of love to you, Maddie.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Amber says she's just followed you. Thank you so much, Maddie. We super appreciate you. Everybody,
oh, you're so welcome.
If you're not in the hub, quickly get your bums over there right now, and you get a discount to join Maddie's. Amazing. What's the title of your membership?
Invisible to Influential. So the discount code I think is Invisible50. Try it. If it doesn't work, let me know. But essentially, it is basically, I review your content every single day. I also share your content at the weekends on my own profile, which means that you get lots of eyes on your content, which is big stuff. I have guest speakers. In fact, Leona, we should get you in to do something, actually. Do you want to come and do something in mine? Yeah. Amazing.
Whatever you need me to do, dancing.
Yes. How to dance with Leona Burton. I love it.
I don't drink anymore, so it could be an interesting demo. But hello,
it'd be interesting. So somebody, I just saw somebody saying, what's B-roll content? So basically, B-roll is when you record something where you're doing something. So you're either making, or you're walking, or you're skipping, or you're walking the dog, and you're not saying anything. You're just filming yourself doing a specific thing.
B-roll in television as well, just to expand on that, B-roll in television would typically where it's not main camera. So it could be that there's a scene with an actor and they're facing this camera and you're talking directly over this way, and B-roll could be they're picking something up from the side. So B-roll, when it comes to television, is like things that they would add in between, like pickup shots, that's what they would call them. But they are used a lot on social media, and actually I think they're pretty powerful.
Yes, absolutely. So basically it's just doing something, and then you can use that music because it makes sense to use the music. And you know, if using a trending sound helps you to go viral, then that's great. Like, and sometimes it can. The only thing I will say is, if you use a trending sound and you go viral for something, it might not necessarily go viral to your ideal clients. So you might end up with a load of new followers, but they might not engage with your future content, which will affect your reach. So just be careful of that.
Thank you so much. Absolute legend, Maddie.
Love you all. Thank you so much, as usual, for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Familiar faces and some not so familiar faces as well.
We appreciate you very much. Ladies, go to bed if you're in the UK. It's late. Big love.
Thank
Well,
you.
see you later,
And
guys.
keep your eyes
Bye.
peeled. Keep your eyes peeled for what's coming up. Holy guacamole. Hello. That's all I'm gonna say. Hello.
Excited. See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.